I'm saying it right now. This is movie of the year right here. Bare minimum animated movie of the year, but it better at least get nominated movie of the year.
It better.
This movie was so good. This is gonna be a spoiler review. If you haven't seen the movie yet and you want a spoiler-free review, make sure you check out our spoiler-free review. Artwork in this was mind-blowing. It was beautiful. Every frame. They paid attention to every single little detail. No expense was spared. They did their damn thing.
They was doing anything for 5 years. It was worth it.
It was worth the wait.
Like, I don't want to wait again.
5-year wait.
But at least they did their work in 5 years.
But yo, I'm so glad we don't have to wait another 5 years.
And I cannot wait to see a beautiful animated movie like that again. And I like how they started off like, so of course we're back, you know, after the first movie, but it's been some time. But we don't see our boy Miles for like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like they did it in the right order, because if they would have brought Miles and then brought Gwen, maybe it wouldn't have been as impactful, because the details and what they went over in her story arc in that first 20 minutes, it played out with all of her decisions and how it impacted Miles' decisions in the after fact, and then what she ended up doing later.
Yeah.
It all tied into that moment with her and her father.
I was like, damn, this is the first 20 minutes. This is how we starting it off before the title screen even come around.
And then you really got to see that she genuinely likes Miles as well, because we know that Miles loved him some Gwen. Because, you know, from the first movie, he was like trying to be like, you know, pushing up on her, but she was kind of friend zoning him.
Yeah.
But now we see, oh no, she genuinely likes him. She's just guarded because of what happened with her friend Peter. And like,
then how heartbreaking that had to have been for her.
That was just devastating.
I like the fact that she had the haircut, because obviously a year passed, so she must just shave it. Buzz it. That just goes to show you like how much she still cared about him.
He made an impact on her life, and that definitely is a theme in this movie.
Yeah.
Because
how like people impact each other. Like even Peter B. Parker, my man, ends up having a damn kid.
Yes,
because
cutest
he
baby.
was in love with Miles, not in love, but like he liked
Miles.
him as a person, and he was like, yo, this kid is like
amazing,
an amazing kid. Like, it makes me have hope. He went and he fixed his relationship with May. He had his daughter Mayday, and he's like, yo, if she could be even a little inch or a little gram of how you are, I would be a happy father. You don't know how much you impact somebody, even though you feel their impact on your life. You think it's just like a one-way thing where it's like, oh, they impacted me, but I didn't really. But it's like, no, it goes both ways. Like, these people love each other, you know, and it's nice to see.
So sentimental,
right?
Like, and that's like the whole like thing of, it's good for like adults. Like, kids might not get those cues.
You're not gonna pick up on all that.
But we'll pick up on it, and we're like, oh wow, look at that, the complexity they put into this animation movie.
This movie did not lack in plot whatsoever. Just him getting his Hispanic identity from his mom and how he relates to her, how they like have their little chit chat in Spanish. It was nice to see. But his mom was saying like, oh, make sure wherever you end up, whatever fancy place you end up in, make sure they don't treat you like you don't belong there. You belong there. And it ends up being that that's how they were treating him, where all the spider people were.
Yeah.
He was an anomaly, the first anomaly, and he wasn't supposed to be there. Yeah. And he wasn't welcome. Because as we were watching the movie the whole time, we were like, yo, why don't they want him to be in on it?
And it all made sense.
They were all stand. It made sense for the plot. That's how it played out, which is like, this plot was great.
So I feel like Miles being the anomaly or whatever, it might be good. I can choose my own destiny. Yeah. And that's part of what he was saying. Like,
it's like your destiny's set in stone, where you don't have any free reign or free will. It's like, this is what's going to happen to you. Or do you have the power to change your own destiny and carve out your own path? But in the movie, there's actual repercussions to you trying to change the way your story is supposed to play out. Like, your whole existence or your whole reality could just implode. That's why you feel for Spider-Man 2099. You're like, damn, I understand. Like, he's not just trying to be an asshole just to be an asshole.
Yeah, because he is an asshole.
He's an asshole. His performance was absolutely great. Oscar Isaac knocked this thing out the park. He did a fantastic job. It was very believable. He was not playing. He was very menacing. He's willing to go that extra step. Like, you remember that one scene? He was about to like bite
He's
the
willing
vulture.
to get dark.
He's really willing to.
Whereas the other spider men aren't willing to get dark. Like, they have a limit. Yeah. He'll go past the limit to get to what he needs to do.
Yeah. But Peter B. Parker's over here like, oh, don't worry about my friend Miguel. He's got no bite. And we're like, bro, he's got the bite. What are you talking about?
And then Mayday's all crawling all over him, pooping on him.
Yeah.
And, like...
Mayday was absolutely incredible. I love Mayday.
So
if they come out with a
cute.
Mayday Funko Pop, I'm buying that.
Oh my god.
Day one.
They need to come out with like a little Mayday series, like how they did with
Groot.
Groot, like Baby Groot.
Like Mayday and who? And Dad?
Yeah, Mayday and Dad adventures. And like MJ's like, don't be taking my baby nowhere. Yeah. And then Mayday's like, I'm ready to go. Let's go, Daddy.
Yeah, Miles didn't get that spider and bring that spider over. It was Spot and them when they were working on the machine that brought the spider over and it bit him. So it's not like he purposely went out of his way to try to mess up the timeline.
Yeah, and the way like
calling him and then you treating him like an outcast because he's an anomaly. It's
and
like,
the way Miguel was getting at him, like he was like, "You ain't
chasing my man."
Miguel was like pretty much like, "Excuse my friend." She's like, "But you're not shit." Pretty much, like he was just like, "You don't belong." Like, and I know he was just frustrated with the whole situation, which is why he was getting nasty with Miguel because he's like, "You're not." I mean, that's why Miguel was getting nasty with Miles because he's like, "You're not understanding, so I'm gonna just be nasty so it could get through your skull because you're stubborn." But when you think of it the other way, Miguel didn't realize how he was coming across. Yeah. So it's just like, and Miles is hurt. He like, bruh.
Yo, that scene, the chase scene when they were all hunting him down, like, he's going into Sector 4. And then they're like, and then it's a different Spider-Man coming through.
Yeah, Miguel's like, he's
right there. And turn around and he's like, that shit was hilarious.
That was good.
But just that whole sequence when they're chasing him and you see all the different spider people. That just like touched my heart. That was like so beautiful. Because he could have easily went to Miles and took him captive and like destroyed him or something. Like whatever. He could have like, so even though he came off as like a villain, I feel like
he's not the true
he's
villain.
Not like, he's like in between somewhere.
Yeah.
And we only feel like he's a villain because we don't agree with, like, because we want Miles
to do what he got to do.
Prosper, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, is Miles the villain? No. Because he's putting everybody else at risk, you know? So it's like,
you don't know who the villain is, pretty much.
But like, it seems like it just affects the one timeline. But I guess if like one reality falls, then it's like a domino effect, and then like it destroys the whole chain because it's like a web, right?
Yeah.
So like if you destroy a piece of a web, the other parts could hold, but it makes it weaker, and then it could potentially.
And I guess too, he's also like, people are gonna start being like, well, if he was able to change it, I could change it, which makes it where it's nothing.
There needs to be order.
Yeah, and he's very much, everything needs to be order. Like he leads with the iron fist.
And he learned from his own mistake. It kind of gave me TVA vibes from the Loki show, trying to keep the multiverse under control. With the TVA, they just wanted it to be one timeline, one sacred timeline. With the Spiderverse, it wasn't necessarily like they just wanted one timeline. It was more like,
don't
change any canon events, you know? And like with this movie, it shows you like, oh, this is like a spider person canon event. So it's like, you're like, oh, that is true. Like, you know, Gwen's father died and he's the police captain, and Miles' father died, he's the police captain, and Peter B. Parker's police captain best friend died. So it's like, oh, that's like a common theme between the spider people. Or like, oh, Uncle Ben died. Oh, Uncle Aaron died. So it's like, oh, your uncle has to die. That's just something common between all the spider people. And like, you don't think about it. Like, you don't think about it in those terms. But like, when you sit there and you're like, oh, damn. Like, that is common among them. Like, they have similar backstories, you know? I wanted to get to with the chase scene when Miguel was chasing after our boy. Yo, he was looking crazy with the claws. He kind of looked like Black Panther.
His eyes turning red.
And like, I don't know what's going on with him. They said something about a vampire. Maybe that's something to do with it.
How he was trying to eat the vulture in the beginning of the movie.
But he was like running and like clawing, and like when he was ripping at the thing to try and get him out, like he got intense.
Crazy.
I'm like, damn.
All of them billions of spider people was up and down at headquarters like, oh shit, like
this dude's
they
wild.
was scared. I think everybody was scared.
Yeah.
Because
And then this girl could have helped
Spider
Bite.
Yeah.
She could have stopped it, but then she decided to let him go. And then that's when we see that she got recruited and she's joining in with the team.
Which I think is dope.
To like help our boy out at the end, to go rescue him.
Because I think to a certain degree, like we understand that Miguel is trying to keep everything together, but his overly intense is very negative at the same time. So then there's gonna be people that's like, okay, maybe there's something here. I have to say, I'm really glad that we saw the first movie before we saw the second movie, because it literally tied right into the villain. I literally felt so bad for Spot.
Yeah.
It just made sense because he just was in the wrong spot at the wrong time twice. And now he ain't innocent. He not innocent little Dr. Spot no more. He badass villain like we used to seeing now at the end of the movie. So
yo, the level of callbacks that they had in this movie, like they had a callback to the person that he threw the bagel at from the movie one and hits
the
him.
damn villain.
It's me. You hit me with the bagel. You disrespected me, and he ends up being the villain. But not only that, just the other callbacks to previous Spider-Man movies. We had Donald Glover as the live action, what's his name?
Uncle Aaron,
the Prowler. We had the damn Prowler callback. It's just confirmation that Miles is in the live action version. Swinging back around the Spot, I feel like this first movie, because as we found out, there's a to be continued, so there's gonna be another part. But I feel like this was just setting him up for that next one, because he had stuff going on in the background, but they weren't necessarily like battling him in the traditional sense like a villain. They had that first fight scene with the ATM and all that, and we saw what he was working on. So I feel like, you could complain about that, like, oh, the villain wasn't really a non-factor in this movie.
And even like their first fight in the bodega was like a silly, like,
he's over here declaring himself his nemesis, and he's like, you're not my nemesis, bro.
He's like, I don't even know you.
I'm a build up big and strong.
Now with the transition of him getting to where he needs to be, you see he's just completely black when he dropped down. He wasn't even Spot no more. He's just straight black. He pissed, okay? It's Doctor, I'm whip your ass now.
Issa Rae as Jess, Spider-Woman. She killed it. The design of Spider-Woman, I loved a lot. How she was even pregnant out here kicking ass, riding on a motorcycle. It's like, is this safe for you to be doing?
Right?
I'm not trying to be, women can't do this, women can't do that. If they pregnant, you can do whatever you want, but it's like,
your girl was flipping and flopping on that
baby,
damn motorcycle.
That baby gonna be a damn daredevil.
Right? Gonna be like Mayday 2.0.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's gonna be cool too. What if the next one, what if she gives birth and stuff, and then she's like hanging out with Mayday?
That'd be so cute.
Little babies. Oh, they have those adventures with them.
Oh my God.
And Peter.
I would love
and Peter
that.
B.
Daddy daycare. And also Spider-Man from India, like that was so dope how everybody's like cities was different. Like you got Mumbai and you got Nueva York with Miguel. Like it was just so
Mumbai was pretty cool.
Yeah. When Miles went to Mumbai and then he's helping our boy, with his future future father-in-law and future wife, and he saves them or he helps save them. It was an issue because they're supposed to go there, not saved. They're just supposed to be there, clean up, and be out.
And that's a similar dilemma to what a lot of the Spider-Men have to deal with. It's like you got to make a tough choice who you're gonna save. You can't save them both. Yeah. And Miles had like, we're gonna save them both.
Yeah, it's like I'm here, so I'm gonna help.
He had the luxury of doing that because you had multiple Spider people all at once, so he can save his girl. Somebody could save the dad. So it's like, but like when you're just one individual Spider-Man or Spider person, you got to make a tough decision. I got to save one of them. And then that's when heartbreak happens, where you save one, but your other loved one ended up going, So it's like, with this, with the whole theme, it's like, if you know what the future has in store for you, do you try and change the future? Or do you just allow it to happen and just let it be? Yeah, just sit back and as an observer, oh, this is how it's supposed to happen.
And it's like, which one feels worse? I feel like if you sit back and don't try, that feels worse than if you tried and it didn't work out still. And it sucks because like Spider-Punk was touching on it, but he's like, you got a sweet setup, my boy. Like, you the only one with both your parents out here rooting for you. What the hell you want to be with us for?
Spider-Punk's the man. I like Spider-Punk's character a lot. I didn't think I was going to like him too much at first. When he first came on, I'm like, yo, you trying to take my man, girl? What you doing, man? What you doing, bro? But like, based on what he was saying, it was like, nah, he's got some very valid points. And his whole character was about not conforming to the norm, making your own path, not being a part of the machine or being a part of, you know, like he said Mayday is an anarchist.
Yeah.
And that he was like, you poop on the system and I salute you, or whatever he said to her.
And she literally was pooping on the system, pooping on Miguel.
And then how my man Miles ends up in the wrong reality. Like I saw it when he was doing it, and he was tricking Spider-Bite, and he got his DNA scanned, and he was getting sent. I saw it said Earth 42. I was like, no, don't tell me. And then they shot it to make it look like, oh, Gwen is outside and listening.
Right?
So you're like, oh, okay, no, maybe everything's okay. And then he ends up in the wrong reality. And then before, you noticed that when the spider was getting transported to Miles's Earth, it looked like Miles from Earth 42 was there in this shot, right? So maybe he was supposed to turn into Spider-Man, but the spider got transported
to 1610, whatever
1610, and then never was able to bite him. So there's no Spider-Man on that Earth. And and then that reveal, like leading up into that, I was like, oh, he's about to tell his mom.
And the mom just looking. I'm like,
who? It's like, oh.
Yeah, he was like, it really is no spider. Yo, and then that's when Gwen came into the apartment, and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy. And I like how Gwen, I guess, is connected to him enough where she's like, wait, he's not in the right dimension. Wait, this, wait, that.
I guess they can kind of sense across realms.
So I was like, you better go get your man, girl. You gotta stop playing around. Go get your chocolate and stop playing around.
And then she formed a team with the old folks from the last one, Spider Noir, the anime, Penny, Peter Porker, or Spider Ham or whatever.
Like, and then we got Spider-Bite, we got our boy Spider-Punk. We love some Spider-Punk.
Spider-Punk was a man. I enjoyed his character.
Even how
and I had a better appreciation watching it the second time as well. Yeah. And then him, when he left, he was like, he built his own wristwatch thing. Because I was like, yo, is he like grabbing stuff? He's like kind of stealing, like swiping stuff. Like how Rocket was swiping stuff in Guardians of the Galaxy. So he ended up building his own. He left it there, like, oh, just in case it doesn't work out. Yo.
Damn, that was dope.
And then that scene with them, with mother, father. Daughter, father.
The
like,
way
the artwork was looking.
Oh, man. The like watercolor, I think that's what it's called. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And like, it was so heartbreaking because he's over here like holding his uniform. And she's over here like, I'm trying to be like you, or I'm trying to make you proud. And you just think I'm some murderer or whatever.
And I'm just like how you wear that badge because you want to do good and save people. I'm trying to do the same thing. This is my badge. It's like, dang.
Yeah. And also Spider-Man India was in the group too.
Spider-Man India.
Yeah,
he had fantastic hair, by the way. Loved
it. That coconut oil is working.
Woo! Give me your hair care regimen, bro. What'd he say? Coconut oil?
Coconut oil.
I'm gonna need to try that. And then the big reveal that Miles from Earth 42
Mr.
is the Prowler, looking like Ozuna with the braids. Like, how's him? That was a big shock for sure. We were like, oh my God.
I wasn't expecting
Not you, the Prowler.
I don't know what I was expecting. But I just wasn't expecting that, like. And
then, like, as it was dwindling down, I'm like, yo, how much time we got left? And then we got the big old to be continued. I was like, no.
I'm not gonna. I was mad.
But
happy mad.
I enjoyed every second of it, so I'm not upset about it. It's just I'm upset. I gotta wait till March. I would have gladly sat through another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Gladly.
Miles from Earth 42 was like, I don't give a about your daddy. I don't have my daddy, so I don't care. Which is funny that he's even threatened. Just let him go do whatever he's doing.
Exactly. Why you bother with him for? Like, just let him be.
He's not there to stop you.
Exactly. He's not trying to ruin your whole thing. He's got urgent matters to get to. Send me back to my dad. I'm trying to go.
Be like, oh, it looks just like my place. I didn't know. I'm out.
Yeah.
Like,
the art style in this movie was absolutely beautiful. The different scenes, the composition, the way when someone would interact with somebody else from a different realm, a different reality, like how the two artworks would mesh together.
Yeah.
Even like Spider-Man 2099 up until like that chase scene, I didn't realize his art style was like slightly different from everything else. But like he was like running after him.
Your boy was galloping to get Miles. But yeah, and like Spider-Punk, how like his outline looks different, like kind of like a newspaper type of combination.
And how he would change based on his mood, like the coloring would look a little different.
Yeah, he's either colored in or he's grayed out.
And all the different Spider-Men, all the different Spider people, like all their different ones, the Lego person, how they were all different. Like they took into account Spider-Men, Spider people from all aspects, from like video games, live action, everything, you know.
Horses,
like they had the Spider-Man, the OG Spider-Man from whenever it came out, from like the 60s or the 50s.
Yeah,
the car Spider-Man. It was everything. But like
crazy.
The attention to detail, the beautifulness of it, and then that scene where Gwen and the dad are getting into it towards the end, or even like in the beginning as well, but like definitely at the end it was noticeable when the background was like getting washed out and dripping and changing colors based on what was being said, and like the background was like interactive with pretty much every scene. I feel like it was like something going on with the background and changing and altering. It was dope. I don't think I've ever seen anything else like that.
No, even how it looked like a comic book sometimes. Like, it'd be the scene, but then like 3 other little scenes and like pop out text.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was so cool
like,
too.
Pow!
Yeah. Or like, ow!
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I really thoroughly enjoyed that. The voice acting, oh my God, they backed this movie up. Like, the music, on and popping. You know, we said the animation and colors and everything, but the voice acting.
Everybody.
It would be dry if they didn't do their job. They did their job.
They did the damn thing.
Like, to the point where we really was like, that's Issa? That's Daniel?
I didn't notice till after the fact that was Issa and Daniel. Oscar Isaac, I like heard it. I was like, that's Oscar
I didn't
Isaac.
realize it was Oscar until you said it. Because when he was doing like that brooding, like, I didn't realize it, but then once you said it, I was like, that is him. Like, yeah, I heard it, but it wasn't a bad, like, oh, he ain't acting. Because, you know, some people, when they act, they don't know how to be different dimensionals, different characters, just one character no matter what they're, no, he did his thing.
Yeah, the level of like gravity that he brought to the role and like seriousness, and I believed everything that was coming out his mouth, and like the intensity when he was like
his
upset.
face probably just like
I'm like, dang, I would just want to see him in the booth, just recording it.
Then go ahead, release that footage, because that's just like amazing.
It felt very human and like very real. It didn't feel like you were watching a cartoon. Like, it wasn't like cartoony over the top voice acting. It was like, these are real people that you're watching.
And I think that's what added to the beautiful complexity of this movie, because it really just went against the grain and went to a different level on every aspect of what the movie was providing. And that's why they need to give these people some awards.
All types of awards. This movie better win big this next coming award season.
It has to.
I don't want to hear anything.
I really love how Gwen at the end tied everybody back together, and they're going to clearly go save their boy Miles. And he's going to be able to see that they do love him and that they are going against the grain. I love that Gwen decided to do different. And she was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to make my own band. This is my people. I know I can trust them. Now let's go get our boy.
This movie had absolutely everything you could ask for. Action, drama, comedy. It had stakes. The plot was great. The artwork was beautiful, and it didn't just lean on the artwork. It, like we said, it had all these other aspects, so it was just an overall wonderful experience. I'm gonna give this one at least a 9.5 out of 10. Damn near probably 10%. 10 out of 10. Damn it.
I'm giving it no, I'm sorry. I'll give it a 9.8799%. That's pretty much a 10, okay?
This movie was incredible.
Like,
this is gonna put other animators on notice. Illumination, Pixar, all these people. Y'all need to step y'all game up.
They did their damn thing. Ain't no gas and we ain't getting paid for this. This is just our opinion.
Let us know your thoughts and opinions about this movie down in the comment section. Did you enjoy it? If there was anything that we missed that you want to talk about, let us know in the comment section. If you ended up liking this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.